Ah, welcome back. Welcome back. Good lord. Let's do this. Feels good. God, I love Wednesday nights. Max, you back in the house? Alrighty. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. What is up, Lieutenant Watts? Alright, things are kicking off. You got your stream rolling over there? Yeah. God, I love doing these, man. Yes, indeed. Yep, and we're going to do a shout out to max damage on this end of things as well. Just a quick check from everyone in the audience. Want to make sure we have our audio right, so just do a quick shout out if you're watching and let us know that audio's coming through fine, and if it's not, tell us so we can do a quick correction. Music's a little low? Okay, we can sort that. Honestly, trying to route like 5 different things through this is it's a lot sometimes. I can usually get it right, but it takes me a moment every single time to set the levels and make sure that I didn't screw something up because I'm working on all these weird little projects, you know? No Max in the audio. What happened? You should be in the audio. All right. Let's get Max in the audio. I can find a way to do this, fam. I promise. I've been working on it. Output, inputs. Should be there. Oh, it's probably in the voice and video. Alright, one moment.
We're gonna be running through the gauntlet. So in just a second, when the audio is working on DarkStream's stream, I will introduce this list, which has become the list of choice for me, climbing through Mythic and trying to get to the numbers. We are in the numbers now. I believe we're ranked at number 1738. And the goal by Friday, of course, is top 250. It would actually be the first time I made a concerted effort towards top 250 in particular. I always make Mythic, but it's like I never qualify for the championship. So that's always been an elusive thing on my stream. So this month we actually made it in time to make a concerted effort. So top 250 is the goal Friday night. Come check that out. 9 o'clock Eastern, live here on Twitch for that stream. And
yes.
Who else? All right. Am I in? Am I there? Can y'all hear me?
We're doing good on my end. How are we doing on yours?
Okay. Awesome. I think you're coming through on mine. I'm waiting for somebody to come in here and let me know. But I've got some viewers, but nobody's letting me know. ICPJs will put on the headphones, though, later and let me know. But, yeah. What we're doing tonight is we're going to be running Azorious Soldiers through the gauntlet. DarkStream's going to be presenting the gauntlet. I'm going to be presenting Azorious Soldiers. If you're watching on my stream, here's the list. Mine, you'll notice, is a very... I overuse the term low to the ground. It's a very aggressive aggro deck. Like, it's straight to the point. Very high creature count, very few non-creature spells. However, the ones that are there really matter in a pinch. So we're going to see if the stars align and things come up on time against this first matchup. I feel like I'm going to need some extra help from the stars here. All right, so whenever you're ready, I'll send the challenge.
Ready to rock. I got the challenge out. Hey, Peru Dabo, what is happening? Welcome. And welcome to the MTG Rebellion as well. Saw you join the Discord server. Happy to have you.
Hell yeah, welcome Peru Dabo.
Alrighty.
All right.
Round one.
I always get excited about these because it's a true test for me. Like, on stream, I'll say occasionally, oh, this matchup's a true test, but I know when I'm facing you that the list is at least, like, optimized to some extent.
I spend a fair amount of time messing with it, at least in theory. Whether or not I get the games in and practice is a whole nother matter sometimes, but at least theoretically, after playing this game competitively for 15 years, I can usually assemble something relatively decent. All right,
Let's see if we
starting
get
off.
lucky. Oh, this is bad. I gambled because I didn't want to mulligan twice and I didn't get the second land.
Might get
That's
punished
okay.
for
This
that one.
deck, yeah, we might this time because it's Grixis. There you go. But this deck can get away with that usually just once.
Fair. And in comes
In
Thali.
most matchups. The Grixis is a different animal.
Yeah, normally on this turn you're punishing for at least 2 points, punching through for like 2 points and punishing the lack of plays on my end, so this will be potentially a little rough. Lieutenant Watts, friends at work laugh when he says he's a competitive Magic player. By the way, they're all Magic players. You know what? Who gives a shit about them? You're the one out there playing. You're the one out there playing.
Yeah.
If you're grinding and you're a competitive player, then you know what you are. That's what matters. And there's the punishment right there. Well played. Right through that counter wall like it wasn't nothing.
I've been learning.
Fair point, fair point. All right. So we don't love this play, but at a certain point, this is where you got to go. Because we cannot just sit around and take damage all day long. Oh, it's because they're EDH commander players. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that goes with the territory.
Oh, yeah.
You sure on that, Thalia?
Ah, wow. That Bankbuster just hangs out in the back alley. I forget all about it.
Yeah. it just kind of sits there and makes everything awkward. How do we want to deal with this position? This is not where I want to be. I think we'll pass it on back. Like, it's not a terrible position for me. It's also just not as ideal as I'd prefer. Yeah, we can take this one. Now, do you have the punish play? Okay. I was like, if you have planes into another Valiant Veteran, I was going to feel real dumb right about that. I definitely fell for the bait, so to speak, on that one, chat. Oh, Christ. All right.
This deck is all 2-drops.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Can't let that one go through. A little too much power if you go that route. Into the Bankbuster?
Oh, wait. I just fell for that.
I was like, man, if you're gonna give it to me twice, I'll do it. I'll do it. And actually, it would have been without anyway.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
droughting quite a bit here. Usually we have 4 or 5 mana out there by now.
And now for the tidal waves. Yeah. In chat, we're now at the place where we just go after it. We can smash through. There isn't a whole lot that can be done on the other side about this.
Very true.
It'll resolve. Alright. You get to draw a card. But if you do, you are in precarious position for
Yeah.
blocks.
Yeah, I'm in a precarious. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah,
Alright, let's
that'll
just-
get the... I got double invoke in hand. We're good.
Yeah, I figured. You said, here comes the tidal waves.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you meant. Alright, here's how we're going to sideboard for this matchup. We're going to drop these 2 frontliners because they can get swallowed up in the graveyard pretty easily. We're going to include at least 2 copies of Valorous Stance here, either to protect our own creatures or destroy Shell Grid, which is always a goal. We're going to drop Thalia, all 3 copies, to make room and not shoot ourselves in the foot when playing non-creature spells for Kayla's Reconstruction and Protect the Negotiators. And while we're feeling froggy, we'll throw in a copy of Unlicensed Hearse. Alright, let's go.
Whereas on my end, what you're going to see is the end of all the counters. We take out the Mincta Spirits, we take out the negates, because they just go right under them, especially when we're on the draw, they're on the play. The duress doesn't matter. We want the Brotherhood's ends, we want the cut downs. We just want early interaction and ways to kill their stuff. The Galvanic's not good enough, so it goes. And we actually cut a Fable and an Invoke because we need to push in the second Shieldred and a couple, I think 3 Graveyard Trespassers and a Soul Transfer. Because these Graveyard Trespassers are difficult to get off the board. The Soul Transfer is just another good clean piece of removal that doesn't trigger any of the death effects of a Siege Veteran. And Trespasser, it's enough tempo. Like, it does a lot in terms of tempo for us, while stabilizing board positions. So, we'll try it this way. It's a little heavy on 3 drops, which I don't love, but, I mean, hey, that's life.
Okay.
Can Azorious Soldiers make it through the tidal waves? Actually, don't like that hand. We'll do this one. Yeah. All right, we can both play tapped lands. How excited are you to get Seachrome Coast for this deck instead of Deserted Beach?
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be such an upgrade.
Yes. It really will. I mean, just that one change right there means so much to this deck.
I was looking in the spoiler. I did not see a good 1-drop for Soldiers, unfortunately, and that is what I was looking for most heavily.
Yeah, that's really what it's missing. Yeah. I've been looking for the low-cost creatures for both this deck and for mono green. I'm not really seeing them.
Fair.
Okay. Feel safe to play Siege Veteran.
How do I want to deal with you? Yeah, we let this resolve. We don't go to combat, though. We just kill the thing. So we have to take our 3 here, but we keep the pressure off.
Good choice.
Alright, we can take a Brotherhood's End. How far can you afford to overextend? I see PJ's chills activated. Hey, Blue Robot, thanks for the follow. What's the gamble here? Okay. You gonna go 2 of them? Double down? Nope? Okay. Well, I think we can be the aggro now. Much as this is a weird non-bow with the Brotherhood's End.
Okay.
And what a non-bow it was. We call it non-bow number 5?
Yeah, you had all the resources today to deal with taking them off. I like that. That's stars aligned in your favor more than mine. Actually,
a little bit.
I'm trying to think of what my out would be in this situation. I don't know that I have one. Maybe
I'm not putting a ton of pressure on.
Right. Maybe Kayla's Reconstruction, but then you could make disappear.
Ooh, this does not work out well for you. Oh boy. Okay.
Ah, 'cause you're gonna destroy it.
Oh, I mean, you might have a Valorous stance. But we're not going to play around that here, because if you don't, it's real awkward, and we're willing to do that.
Yeah, my counterspell doesn't counter it.
Oh, that's awkward. Let's get a Fable.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That whole matchup felt off.
Takazia's Welcome goes a long way, but even then, Invoke Despair is hard to dodge out on. And this, in my opinion, is the hardest matchup for Azorious Soldiers.
I think I could have made a different decision and held up to counter Wandering Mind as opposed to playing playing what I played.
Fair, fair. All right, I tell you what. Let's flip it over to White Control and see how you do in that one.
Yep. All right, let's go. And this is why we do this. I learn a lot about interactions that, you know, I previously may not get highlighted when playing just a rando online.
That was always my issue with ladder play. Until I got into Mythic Top 1200, there's usually a ton of mistakes being made, so it's not incredibly tight play, which messes up my testing to a degree. Because I'm like, oh, this deck's broken, and then I get to the top, like, 250 of Mythic, and I'm like, never mind. I thought this deck was broken. I was mistaken. Yeah, well, I can play more planes. Ah, the old Thals. Yep. You're gonna love this play.
Okay. Of course.
I blow up those little Yodians. Yeah, it's a problem. Alright. First strike 2-1? Yeah. Makes sense. Well, that's gotta go. Or else we die.
That's a good piece of removal.
Alright. No issue there.
Luis Dragon, what's going on? Thank you for being in the chat. We're currently running Azorious Soldiers in the Gauntlet. Second set versus Mono White.
Oh, that feels good. Oof. Alright. Protect the Negotiators coming in hot. Sadly, this is where we're at. We are going to block with a Lorne. I'll play one without a target.
Twice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm really curious what hand you have over there that's sitting back on all this mana. Fascinating. Okay. Post-combat. Didn't want the counter. Interesting. Any particular reason?
I made a different choice post-combat.
Gotcha.
I decided to change my mind on something.
So here we have to give Lorne flying because there's a Resolute reinforcements. No, there's not. Interesting.
No,
okay.
not.
I assume 2 mana up. I'm like, it's a trap. Just Admiral Akbar's voice fucking echoing in my head.
My counter spells are kind of rough against mono white because mono white's a ramp deck in some ways with the farm hand a lot of times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they'll often just have more mana and just pay off the counter spell.
Fair. Want to swing a Thalia into a 3/3? Not so much. Okay.
I'm thinking about Recruitment Officer.
Fair. The old anointed peacekeeper coming at you.
3, 1.
This is the show me what you got moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do this, even though you can pay it.
And pay it I shall. Oh, hell no, we're not doing Kayla's reconstruction. Those are about to get real expensive. Little lifelink and swing it on through. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and do it.
Another Valiant Veteran. Yeah, let's just do this.
Okay. Oh boy. Alright.
You could Kayla's reconstruct for 1. Let's go ahead and use those Valiant Veterans to our advantage. Off we go.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can take the 7.
This is still a match.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That lifelink keeps it a match. Alright. Reload. Ooh, that hurts. The exile hurts.
Not too shabby. Mostly the part to me that I think I would struggle with in your position right now is the Kayla's reconstruction and Dahlia not pairing well together.
Yeah. Yeah. Sarah Paragon.
And lifelink keeps rolling.
Now you're walling me off.
A little bit,
Alright.
yeah. But you should be able to Kayla's Reconstruct for a shitload right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Think you get 4 on it? Yeah.
yeah.
You,
Wow.
You
Okay.
totally whiffed, right? On all of it?
That's why it's taking a second.
Holy balls. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, God. Then there's this. Then there's this. Okay. How do we not die? Step 1.
God, the ability to get back channel lands and reliquary, that's crazy. I forgot about that with Sarah Paragon.
Fair. Plus you get to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get to draw 2, and you still have another Kalis to mess with.
Yep.
Still a game.
Oh yeah, that'll help. Okay, okay, alright. I did draw 2 useful cards.
But you did leave one thing open.
Taking out Harbin? Yep, yep.
Gots to.
Okay. Alright, let's see how this rolls.
Kayla's Reconstruction for 5?
For 5. Do I need to go for 5?
I don't know. It depends
I
on what
don't
else
need
is
to
in the
go
hand,
for
right?
5. I don't need to go for 5.
Fair enough.
That would be too much.
Somebody's got a
Yeah,
Harbin
that's
already in hand. Or right there. Alright, fair enough.
I should have taken a block. No, it wouldn't have mattered. Wouldn't have mattered. I was gonna say I should have taken a blocker, but there aren't gonna be blockers.
Nope, you got the third Harbin? Is it the third or the second? It's the second. Yeah, that's reasonable.
2. Yep.
And this feels brutal. And you can see now, chat, why Mono White struggles with this deck so much.
Yeah, and you can see why I like this aggro list over something like, say, Mono Red that tends to run out of gas. This one can come back in the end if the stars align, like I said.
That it can. That it can.
So we are going to drop the Thalias here to make room for some stuff. Alright.
That makes sense.
I think we should play Lauren. So I got 2 copies in the sideboard I might use here. Yep.
Fair. What am I getting rid of now? Probably 1 and probably 1. Okay. We'll see if this, like... This plan, I have no idea if the sideboard plan is good. It pushes heavily into removal, and I don't know that that is a valid path when you have Kayla's Reconstruction on the other side to reload with. But maybe? Hard to tell.
Oh wow, okay. There's the farmhand.
The old farmhand, sitting there looking at that 2-1 and praying there isn't a veteran to pump him up.
Tap land.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And there's the veteran. And now we have 6 points of damage to deal with. That's a problem.
Yeah, I love that decision point that I create when you curve out in this deck.
It's pretty
You can
good.
actually tell a lot about your opponent based on that decision point sometimes.
Alright. Resolves or we die, probably.
That's why we move Protect the Negotiators right there.
Like, the other option there is we go for the Aggro on the Valiant Veteran, which you can't counter, and then we block the other one. I don't know. Maybe that would have been the safer play, but I wanted to get right back into this game, and that was, in my opinion, the strongest chance I had at it.
Yeah, I can definitely see myself making the same choice.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Nope. You got it.
All right.
Boy, those bank busters don't do shit.
That's
not where you want them. Not where you want the bank buster. Definitely not where you want the bank buster. All right, 1 and 1. Let's move to round 3, eh?
Yeah, let's see what you have in store for round 3. I already forgot.
Let's try some mono black aggro. I've kind of retooled this a little bit, and I'm very curious how it handles the blue-white scenario. Like, I'm pretty sure mono black aggro is underpowered, but God, I just want it to work so badly, you know? Sometimes you have a pet deck in a format, and you just can't leave it alone, and this is definitely that.
I could see that. And it was a top deck a couple of months ago. I mean, it still has a lot of tools. Just putting those together in a way that's meaningful against a lot of these 3-color decks and whatnot.
It had a very brief moment in the sun, and that was lovely.
Yeah.
Alright,
and
Sleeper.
Everybody complained about it, too.
Oh my god, right? Meat Hook Massacre gets banned, Mono Black comes out, and everybody has a problem. It's like, come on. Give it a moment. Don't worry, it'll get wrecked again. Just give it a moment. Sounds about right.
Ooh. Make it a must-block situation.
Didn't want to double block. Interesting. I figured you'd either trade or not block at all. Gotcha. Boy, are you not gonna like me?
Great.
We throat goated that Brutal Cathar. Proud of us. Son of a bitch. Yeah. It's annoying as hell. Fine.
Yeah, Luis, I think black will definitely improve in the new set. God. Okay.
Setting up for the blowout. Boom.
Dang. Of course, well timed.
So if black maintains tempo and gets to just sit around with Gix all day, it feels great. But if it doesn't get to do that, it starts to feel exponentially worse quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, black has that at several mana value slots. With Sheldred in the 4-drop slot as well. Like, you cannot let that card sit.
Right, right.
I feel like you have this one.
It's not going to be easy for you. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it costs way too much to defend here. Oh. Okay. We'll stop that. Huh, okay. Wow. Get one soldier back.
Let's start running you out of options and see where you go. Okay. Will Lily of the Veil do what she needs?
I have to do this. I don't like it.
Oh, that was the goal. We put you in a position where you have to start swinging and opening up the door for me to do stuff again. Okay. Actually, a little surprised you didn't just unearth the Yodian and hit with just the Yodian and the other 2/2 to kill Lily and leave Resolute back. Let's see. Yeah. Back comes Grixis. Welcome to the party. Rawr.
And you get to draw too.
Yes, I think it's still worth it to draw in this particular instance. It's kind of close, because if you had one more creature, I'd be opening myself up to an Alpha Strike for a Harbin off the top, because of the Yodian coming out of the grave.
Yeah.
But you only have 3 creatures, so you can only get to 4, meaning the Harbin Alpha ain't happening.
Yeah, it's not.
Still, it can apply a fair amount of pressure, right?
This is just a...
If I count correctly, that is 13 points of damage.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Okay. I was like, well, I can block and still swing back for lethal, or I can just let it through, go to 1 and make it more dramatic. I'm not really sure which, but I like it.
All right. Okay. I think we will use Sungold Sentinel here.
On my end, I'm boarding out Lily of the Veil. There's too many ways to generate tokens, and Lily gets rolled by tokens. So we push a little bit more into Graveyard Trespasser for tempo. We shove some Shieldrids in at the top end, and we upgrade the removal a little bit. And the Razor Lash Transmogrants also suck in this matchup. There's way too many X1s that can just chump that and move on. Weirdly, part of the retooling process was getting rid of the Transmogrants crowns in Mono Black, because they are 3-drops that are just too slow for what you're trying to do. And you need to, like, you have so many mana sinks already between Misery Shadow, Mystery's Foundry, Tenacious Underdog, Evolved Sleeper, even fucking Gix. Like, that's too many mana sinks, you don't need more. So the crown had to go.
Yeah, people forget that Gix is a mana sink. Very interesting one. Have you ever successfully pulled that ability off in a match?
Exactly once at the very beginning when it got printed. It felt pretty good, but
yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily broken by any means, you know? It's alright. It'll do. It's passable.
It whiffs more often than not, in my in my experience.
Yeah, it's something to do if you just have a bunch of lands sitting around in hand, which at 7 mana is rare.
Yeah.
I guess technically it can happen. I don't know. Interesting. Well, fine. 2 to you, then. And which 3-drop are we playing today? Oh, a 2-drop it is.
Cut down.
Oh, yeah.
See, I can usually catch most people on ladder. they'll cut down one of my 1/1s or whatever instead.
You want to get to the
enough to wait.
I was gonna say, you want to get to the top 250 of Mythic, you got to learn sequencing. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Exactly. That's one of those things I'm here to do.
Absolutely. All right. The old Sun Gold. Alright, we had to force it. I'm like, you either have it or we are really going to put you in a bad place quickly. But we don't have to swing here. We can go back and forth for a moment. Yeah, but do you have the payoff card? You have a lot of 3-drops that pay off.
It's not a fair trade.
How far down the rabbit hole do we want to go? Pretty far. Now the question is what the last card in your hand is, which either a Protect the Negotiators or Valorous Stance seems likely. One of the two, but Valorous Stance is only has a couple of uses in this. I guess it can protect your creatures and hit Shieldrits.
We'll jump block here.
Fair enough. Oh my god, all the Resolute reinforcements. Well, alright then. I have this feeling that it's going to be land fortified beachhead smack. Yep. Fucking
nice
knew it.
Prediction. Oh. That's what's good about the Sun Gold Sentinel, is getting stuff out of the graveyard too.
Almost.
Ooh,
But take it back.
almost. Yeah.
And
Can't exactly,
pump it up.
Yep, there we go.
Oof. That hurts.
Oof.
One there, one there.
Now we're in
Yes.
top deck mode.
We do it for the life. And for the pressure, because this makes it a 1-turn clock almost.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, Luis, we kind of ran into a wall with mono black.
I've been working on
That,
this one for a hot minute now, too.
It's a nice build of it.
Okay, 3 or more creatures with different powers is not a thing, so you do not have Coven. Okay. Let's blow stuff up then. Yeah, we're okay with that. Is there a Wandering Emperor? That's why we left Shieldred back, just in case.
That's going to be 4 damage. Yeah, you've got this.
I love drawing and gaining life. Yep. Oh, and this top deck's hilarious. Wink.
Wow. Oh, man.
Mono black.
Reconstruction.
Mono black feeling a little bit stronger on this retool.
Oh yeah, that's a good build. I'll have to take a peek at that sometime if you're willing.
Oh yeah, I'll toss it up in the MTG Rebellion Discord for everybody after this.
Hell yeah.
All right, round 4. Good lord, we're moving quick.
Yeah, we are. It's still the first hour. Okay.
I'm glad I tuned up a few extra lists. Then let's try Mono Blue Djinn, that Delver deck, and see how this matchup feels, because I have a sneaking suspicion it's gonna feel terrible. For me, not for you.
Yeah.
In terms of bad matchups, I remember this one being real rough.
Yeah. Unless I'm just unlucky.
There is that. There is that.
We'll see. Yeah, it can. Azorious Soldiers tends to get underneath and then overpower once it builds up enough of a board state. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Keep this one.
Oh, Delver, why do you always fucking fail to flip? I'm not even really salty about it. I just expect it at this point. Okay, that's a problem. I forgot. Thalia, like, obsoletes the whole damn deck. Ruh-roh. Okay. And we don't flip. Oh, God. Well. This already feels like my nightmare.
Luis Dragon says justice. You have a vendetta against Mono Blue? Ooh.
Most people do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it deserves the hate.
I absolutely agree. It deserves the hate.
I understand. Yeah, I understand the hate.
Delver still not flipped. Good job, Delver.
That's interesting. I've never seen that many turns without a flip.
I'll smack it into your 2/2. I don't give a shit. This deck is not a Delver deck. It just pretends it is, which drives me a little nuts sometimes. Yep, Thalia's real good here. All right. Ooh, also pretty good. Yes. Slay Queen.
Wow, okay.
What do I have against 2/2s ICPJs? Everything. All right, Harbin. If we're gonna do it this way.
You got flow of knowledge. Uh-oh. Mono Blue is one thing. Darkstream playing Mono Blue is another. In my opinion. Alright, let's see.
I come from an era of counterspells, back when they were mainstream. Back in the before 4 times. We'll give you a choice. Do you want to deal with the terror? Imagine a Sith Lord playing a control deck. Oh, man. I remember Dralnu Mirrors, and for those who don't go back that far in Paper Boomerland, it was a nightmare.
With...
All right. A little rough on that, but not terrible in the end. Yeah, Skystrike Officers.
Terrible.
Still there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Much as I want to go the other route, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we can still do this. We haven't played a land yet. Let's flow some knowledge. We're looking for exactly 1 card. We did not hit it. All right. 1 and 2. Both of you go bye-bye. And push there. Yeah, the whole team comes. Phrasing. Anyway.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sure. What we were hoping to see there was a Fading Hope, because if we see a Fading Hope, we get the blowout with Valiant Veteran getting bounced back. Or just bounce the Harbin, force the Skystrike Officer to block, which would have been a reasonable play, potentially. Oh, I forgot to put a stop on. We did... Alright, mistake. There's the first big mistake of the night, chat. I forgot to put the stop on, so we don't get to cast the Consider, because Thalia makes it cost too much. Brutal. Second mistake was not keeping that second Delver just so that we could potentially flip it, do double Fading Hope, and bounce and get there. Because Tolarian Terror does not have wings. Eek.
Man, look how close this is.
Yeah, I just got to bounce like
over here.
literally everything on the board. Yep, you got it. And there is no way through that. Minor mistakes, but in the end, we didn't draw that second Fading Hope, so it wasn't gonna... It didn't make a difference, but it could have if we had thought a little bit harder. Oh well. Let's move into actual cards that can interact with this matchup. They are few and far between, to clarify.
Yeah, if we're going to have removal, I think it's not going to be Brutal Cathar. It's going to be Valorous Stance.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
In my case, I take out the Spell Pierces, the Negates, the Flow of Knowledge, the Make Disappears, and a Thirst for Discovery. I push in a few more Essence Scatters because it's a 2-mana hard counter. We play the Invoke the Winds because you have a certain number of creatures that are definitely worth grabbing if we get them. And some Witness Protections to try to make your scarier threats or your flying threats go back down. Also one Shore Up because, hell, we have slots to give, why not? Occasionally you get people on that trick as a one-of.
After this match, I'm going to take a restroom break. Or after this set, rather.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Alright. I dig it.
If I can't entertain both chats for 5 minutes, it's on me. Delver, damn it. Living up to its name again. All right, Thalia. And pass it on back. Like, whatever you play, the answer's no. We're playing Delver Race right now. But you know what you have? A legitimate business person.
I hate that card so much.
I fucking love it. The number of times I've seen it work on just hilarious cards. Like, Thalia, you are now just a citizen.
So infuriating.
All right, Thalia. All right then.
And I get to keep the fake Thalia.
It's being so sneaky right now, you know?
Do you remember when the legend rule was different? Were you
Yes.
I wasn't playing Magic back then. I just recall that people talk about it.
Yeah, I played in the before 4 times. The legend rule
Or
was wild.
You could kill your opponent's legendary by playing that copy. uh,
Those were weird times, especially with the introduction of walkers, and they're like, I don't know, if you have two different kinds of walkers, are they like a thing?
yeah. I think that's actually what caused them to change the rule, isn't it? It was the walkers.
I don't recall.
Consideration for creatures.
Like I went in and out a few of those years because college, and you know,
yeah.
There's alcohol and parties, and Magic's fun, but partying's a little bit more fun when you're 18.
Yep.
All right. Little Harbin action, little Siege Veteran. Sure. Wants to race.
Take 8? No, I don't want to take 8.
Well,
oh,
there's that.
That's cold-blooded.
I was like, there is that though.
That's
all right.
cold-blooded.
Legitimate business person finally takes the hit. This curved out pretty nicely for me, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I do not think Game 3 will be as favorable, but I'll take the Game 2 if I can. And it's looking pretty likely. All my flyers? Yeah, we're good. Hashtag hit me with your best shot.
Yeah, you got it.
And the Delver still didn't flip on the last turn, you son of a bitch. Why are you like this, Delver? I had to steal your Delver, basically.
You did.
All right, we're on the draw. Not a matchup where I want to be on the draw. Let's see where it goes.
Right,
well, this will take
slight adjustment. We're good.
Yeah, this will take us right into the mid bathroom break, the 7 o'clock rush hour. Alrighty, soldiers, you feeling lucky?
Yeah, let's see if we can curve out this time. Probably not.
1 for 1. Let's do it. I'm gonna try and do the same. Let's have fun with it. Feel pretty good. This Delver's gonna flip for the first time on turn 2. I can feel it, like today's the day. Damn it, Thalia. Just ruined the parade for everybody. Look at that, it flipped. I feel like I'm Heath Ledger doing that Joker moment, you know, where he's like, he missed! Siege Veteran, why you gotta be here? Back you go. Enough of you. Alright, Hottie Naughty is up and running. No.
And that's what's in here.
Ugh.
That's good.
Not where we want to be. Alright. Problem is this is a 2-turn clock without you even casting another spell. And you're gonna cast another spell. And there's 6 to put me to 7. Alright, deck. Time to come through. Give me what I need.
Impulse.
Oh, that costs 1 too many? Nope, we're there. Alright, we can at least put up a wall while we battle away. I think I need to invoke the winds off the top at this point.
Play this.
Harbin, no.
We do it. I think we do. You can, let's see, you take out the Siege Veteran. Officer gets in for 3 or 4. Maybe not.
So we swing as if it's lethal because we have to force this. We don't want to, but we have to.
Alright. I think that's it. Unless... Up! Another wall.
Wall of Terror. I guess if you have a land, you can potentially go into Valor stance and hope I don't have a shore up after the ward.
Yeah, I didn't have a land there, so...
Well, I don't have a flyer, so we're both just sitting here staring at each other now. I think I have to top deck and invoke the winds now, though.
Yeah, I think you have to. I was just thinking that. I was thinking, what's your out?
Let's grab a Siege Veteran and start beating you to death. That's the out.
1 damage.
Somebody been doing math on that side? Yeah, alright then. God, that Siege Veteran's just giving you legs for days.
Yeah.
Ruthless. And there's the land. And an Aviator. Oh, and you get to unearth? Oh my god.
Spread it around.
Oh. The worst part. The worst part. Just sitting there with the shore up like, no! We had the trick. We had the trap. It just didn't fucking work.
GG's.
GG indeed.
Alright. I'm gonna take a restroom break. I'll be back as quickly as I can. Less than 5 minutes.
And in the meantime, I'll be entertaining the world as it is.
Alright, I'll leave my deck list up and I'll let Darkstream talk to y'all. I'll be right back.
Alright, so on my side, I'm going to pull up a few different decks here because I think the next one on the docket is the Mirror. And if we're talking about the Mirror, we need to address the differences in the builds. This iteration that you're going to see on mine versus the one that you see on Max's, there are some key builds, very specific differences. The first is that I play a lot of Slip Out the Back, and I really like the idea with Blue-White Soldiers that as an aggressive deck, we want to protect that aggression and we want to maximize that aggression. I don't position it as a mid-range deck, which if you go into Wandering Emperors, Kayla's Reconstructions, and Murals, you push more towards the mid-range, which isn't saying that's wrong, because that is another, just a different take on the deck, as it's, you know, as people like to do. I don't know which one's stronger yet. I haven't spent a ton of time messing with the mid-range iteration. I've been spending a fair amount of time trying to mess with this version, which really just seeks to go under what the opponent's doing. You play cheap threats, you protect the threats. You play a higher number of flyers, and that's why I like the Zephyr Sentinels. A lot of people think that this card has to save a creature. It doesn't. Sometimes you're just going to dump it into play on their end step. And I prefer it over Resolute Reinforcements because I don't think Valiant Veteran should... Like, I don't think you want to play cards that require other cards to be decent in the format. And that's my issue with Resolute Reinforcements, is there's so many times where you just get stalled on the ground. The bright side to it is it turns Harbin on a lot faster, and it makes Valiant Veteran stronger. The downside is, by itself, it's meh. So I'm not a huge fan. Whereas Zephyr Sentinel, with the flying and the evasion, the flash, the ability to save some of your other creatures, I like it a lot more. I'm not 100% on the numbers, but it's pretty close to where I think it should be. There's still some decisions to be made, especially in the sideboard. You'll note that there are some Kayla's Reconstruction sitting on the sideboard, along with some Takeshia's Welcome and a Mural. There are going to be games where you want to go a little bit bigger, and that's what those are for. When you're going grindy against like Grixis, and you're on the draw, I would go more into the grind. If I'm on the play, I don't know that I would, because unless they are really prepared for you, and some are, but the ones that are cheating on their sideboard slots, like they're not playing the two Brotherhood's End, just like I wasn't last week, when all of you, if you were watching, got to see me get admonished by a different person who played more Grixis Despair and was like, you're wrong. And you know what? He was right. I was wrong. The two Brotherhood's End justify their presence, probably. That said, if we go into those grindy games, Kayla's, Takesha's Welcome, these are cards that we definitely want. There is a certain number of Spell Pierces in here. I haven't seen a decent control list in a while, but if I see a decent control list, Spell Pierce plus Slip Out the Back is a whole lot for them to handle, and it'll just get sighted in place of the 3 Brutal Cathar, and that's part of the shift. We put in that 4th Zephyr Sentinel probably over the 3rd Dennick, and then we're just playing Spell Pierce to slip out the backs, and we're protecting, and that makes it a nightmare matchup for them. The Destroy Evils, the Valor stances, variety of matchups, kind of depends on which ones you're going to need them for. That's why it's a 2-2 split. And Mural is there mostly because Mono Blue exists, and if you resolve it against Mono Blue, they lose their ability to interact with you on your turn, which means the gates and walls, they're down permanently, which is lovely. What I like about this build is that the mana's good, the creatures are great, and when the new set drops, we're going to just move in 4 Seachrome Coast over probably at least 2 of these deserted beaches. We might keep a deserted beach. I'm not 100% on that. It might just be 4 Seachrome Coast, come in, and outgo 3 deserted beach and an island. And that's probably where it goes, because I don't know that we need the beaches once Seachrome Coast is around. But it also means that this deck is probably stronger in the aggressive iteration versus the mid-range iteration, because Seachrome Coast is a little more awkward once you get into your 4, 5, and 6 drop scenarios with Kayla's Reconstruction and Murals, versus curving out at 3, which feels pretty good with it. The last big difference you'll note... Oh, sorry, Max, you're here. All right, we ready to rock?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. We're rocking a mirror here.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And I've actually been very curious if this build that I have for Blue-White Soldiers, because we have very different builds, right? And I'm very curious if this build can handle the mirror, because you go wider and you have faster... Like, you play the Yodian Frontliners, you play the Resolute Reinforcements, this build does not. So I'm very curious if that's going to be something that works out for me, or if I just get punished for trying to get cute with this.
Mulligan twice here, yep.
Well, I got 1. We can keep this, though. It's not the world's best hand, it's not the world's worst. We're just going to roll. What do they say in Georgia? Roll Tide, right?
Oh my god. You get just.
Had to. Just kidding. Go Dogs.
Thank you. I gave you time to recoup that.
Let's look at the bright side. I would rather see Georgia win another 10 championships than see Alabama win 1. I
think the rest of the country's with you on that one. From what I hear online.
I hope so. All right, nobody's casting non-creature spells for a moment. Let's go there.
You
want to go to the old school Legend rules and just duke it out? I'm here for it.
Let's go.
All right. I'm game. Let's go. Alrighty.
To build up on that side, okay. There we go.
Get the veteran rolling, but you hit the 3rd land finally. I see PJ. You put the vile unsacred in my ears.
I heard her in the kitchen.
Makes my heart happy. Thank you, ICPJs. Okay, so probably a Protect or a Resolute. I'm not sure which, but in either case, we just dump a counter here and swing.
Yeah, that hurts. I'm gonna take 7 here, so we'll be at 13. Okay. Don't like doing this, but we're gonna KO this for 1.
Fair enough.
Not a favorable position. Oh, using the Zephyr Sentinel. Okay.
We go a little bit harder on the Sentinel in this build.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go that route. Does it pay enough dividends?
You know, Sentinel would be a good way to retract Thalia in case I wanted to play like a Kayla's Reconstruction or something the next turn.
My logic is it's essentially resolute reinforcements with flying, and occasionally it plays protection. And I'm okay with that scenario. The downside is it doesn't give as much power to these Skystrike Officers, nor does it give as much power to Valiant Veteran or Harbin. But in exchange, you get a flyer that never gets locked on the ground, which is an issue for this deck occasionally. Not always, but on occasion it is, and it's real awkward when it happens. Okay, so you've got to protect the negotiators. I got to imagine that. If we're going to play around that appropriately, what do we need to deal with? We've got flyers. We can just smash through with flyers. Yeah, I think I'm pretty comfortable just pushing everything through the air here. And honestly, we can dump the Moonrage Brute through as well. There isn't a whole lot that can be done to stop that. Also, it doesn't tap to work with Skystrike once it flips, which is a little annoying. But that's life.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I have to block, okay.
This is even more awkward because First Strike comes into play here. Oh, I guess you can make Harbin indestructible. But it also means those counters are going to be meh. Which opens
I
that.
don't have any board wipes, so yeah, you're good.
Low to the ground. Let's see what we can do here.
Still works. Okay. Let's see. Definitely dumping Thalia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not where you want to be here.
Nope. And I don't think you play with Reconstruction, if I recall, when we talked about this list.
I've got two in the side. I've got two in the sideboard, but I actually don't like them in this matchup. There are specific things I like in this matchup, and Reconstruction's a little slow. With both sides playing Thalia, it feels a wee bit too tight.
Alright, so we're going to throw in a copy of Mural. Just see if we can go wider. Okay.
I think part of the reason I want Soldiers to be great is because it makes the game so, like, the climb gets so much faster if Soldiers is good. Like, imagine trying to win on the ladder with mono white. You're basically adding an extra 20 minutes to the clock every single time you play a match. Whereas Soldiers, you can just curve and work.
Yeah, that's been my experience in Diamond to Mythic, is just being able to do just that.
Soldier for soldier. Tradesies. Tradesies.
We're just gonna go resolute.
Tradesies.
Pass.
Damn it. Fine. Harbin it is. Can't even swing with this 2-1. There's the Brutal Cathar. Yep. 2 points. Gotcha.
All right.
Tradesies? Damn it.
Nope. Oh. That's a good one.
I feel like I'm Anakin Skywalker in episode 1. I'll try spinning. That's a neat trick.
Okay.
Rude. I'm trying to figure out what the hell you could have to block this 2-3, if anything. Oh my god. Alright, so this is a teachable moment. Active versus non-active. Who targets first? Fuck. You know what? For the good of the chat, I am just gonna play this out, and everybody in the chat will get to understand active versus non-active at the end of this. So what happens is we get a Cathar, and I'm gonna play another spell, and that's going to flip.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Just Recruitment Officer.
Right, but what happens on your upkeep is both of them flip. So the question is which goes on the stack first and which resolves first, because it'll dictate.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Okay, yeah.
So we get into active versus non-active. So active goes on stack.
Oh, no.
Okay, non-active goes on stack, and then active hits. So I hit, and then yours can't hit because it requires it to be in play. Yeah. Okay, chat, we learned lessons today.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I had to do active versus non-active stacking. But unless you've got an answer for this brutal Cathar and Harbin, we going.
Yeah, I do not.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we don't care. We're good. So we go all the way down to 9, and then we do this. Little soldier. Rar. Rar. And rar.
That's game. Big attack, max damage coming through, and it's not me. Wow.
Tempo.
Wow. Let's see how much damage this is.
Boom,
16.
boom, 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 boom. So 25 damage.
Yep. I love when it's over 20.
Right?
Awesome, awesome. Do you want to run that back?
We certainly can.
Yeah,
we got the time.
Yeah, we have the time.
It took me a while to come up with the theory for this particular soldiers list, and by that I mean I got run out of the house by a soldiers list that wasn't super different from this, and thought to myself, that's decent. I'm going to spend a little time messing with that list, and this one feels strong.
Huh. I have not been using Zephyr Sentinel. There's a couple of other cards too that other people use that I don't need to slip out the back is sometimes in this list.
I have it as a 3 of in mine. I sit 3 slip out the back, so those take the place of the Yodians, and the Zephyrs take the place of Resolute Reinforcements. Not that that's
not a whole lot of people. Not a whole lot of people playing with the Resolute Reinforcements.
fair, and not that that setup is right or wrong. It's just of note. All right, Dennick, do some work. Yep, the old siege vet. We can play that game. Veteran v. Veteran. The one bright side to this is we have a nice big life linker. The downside is we might have a dead life linker pretty quickly here too. Depends on how it goes. Well, that helps.
Yeah, this is interesting. I haven't had to think about this matchup that often.
Right? Okay, so is it to protect the negotiators sitting in hand that we're playing around? Probably.
How greedy do we want to be? We gotta do this now.
It shall resolve.
And exactly 2. We're on the top of the library. Okay. This is another question too, another decision point, but I think the life linker is a better choice. Oh, didn't matter.
Yeah, but the damage here is going to be a wee bit too high. We're going to take 11 points, and could have been 12, depending on how you wanted to place that Siege Veteran. Unless we get the right top deck here, we're very much screwed. That's decent, actually.
Ooh, that is pretty decent. Yeah, because you're going to get 2 off that 1.
Oh no, I'm just making it too big to deal with.
Yeah. Okay, there's only one scenario, I think, that gets me out of this situation, and that's Harbin.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Difficult decision. One moment. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we just pass. Okay, going for it. Really going for it.
You know what? You know what? There's a teachable moment.
Tapped it wrong?
Tap your mana manually.
Okay,
Right?
I can make you feel a little bit better here in a moment, but
Okay. It wouldn't have mattered.
I'm not saying it would have mattered, but I'm willing to say that it would have been less effective than you probably are thinking.
Oh, okay.
There was a line that I took specifically for you playing Harbin and having to do it off a Recruitment Officer because this is a really rough position otherwise.
Yep. Okay.
Combat math, huzzah. Nope, we take that. You get to counter this, but this is, if you had played the Harbin, I would have just done this, then you only have 4 that can swing, so it doesn't trigger Harbin, and you lose all the pumps.
Oh, wow.
And that
Okay.
was the line, is we just go that route. In this case, it's not going to go down like that.
God, that's becoming too much to overcome.
Just a little bit.
Ooh. Threatening. Okay.
Dennick Pious. Doing a lot of work for me here. There's the Harbin. Yeah. Lesson to the whole group here. Never trust the auto tapper. It lies. It lies so hard. In what world are you with only 2 mana activating Mistress Foundry? Because it would be tapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yet, these are the things we have to deal with.
Okay. Juicy choices. Okay. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll say nothing more.
Got some ninjutsu for me?
One copy of Zerasan.
Right. Alright, well, we have Harbin, so we're just gonna wait and make you have removal. Right. I think that's step 1, is make you have removal.
Yeah, it's do or die time, for real, yeah. Yeah, this is, yeah. Everything hinges right here.
Sorry, I had to do a little math. We're good. Disco ball. 2 can play at this game.
Ah.
That's why we put both counters on Harbin. I'm like, if you blow up that Dennick, so help me God, I'm still getting there. Also note the auto tapper did something stupid there also, and decided that my secluded courtyard should be tapped instead of a goddamn plains. Thanks, auto tapper.
GG's.
On to the next game. I'm not 100% on that block with the 4/4 Brutal Cathar. I think that might have been the only error I saw on your end for the game, but I would have done that a little bit differently. I would have made sure to keep it just because you can double spell the next turn and then flip Brutal Cathar and take the Dennick, and then it loses all the counters even if I kill the Brutal Cathar.
You didn't have lethal right there? Otherwise? Because I think that's why I did it.
I thought you had other stuff like a Siege Veteran. I probably would have just dumped a Siege Veteran into it. Not 100% on that either. I kind of want to try.
Yeah, I think that's why, because the other choice was Siege Veteran.
We'll have to watch the tape one of these days, but yeah, something like that. Anyway, these aren't necessarily even mistakes. These are just different lines to take that may have resulted in other scenarios. So
yeah, in those cases, you look at statistical probability and what was more likely to happen based on deck builds that you know of.
Right. There's a lot of variables to try to factor for. It's not always smooth. Okay. I'm going to try a slightly different board plan this time and take out the last slip out the back for one Kayla's reconstruction. I think one of those post-board might be incredibly spicy in this matchup, just because there are a number of board stall states that can occur. Not 100% on it, but I'm definitely trying it. All right.
Let's start with Harbin.
And we'll go to Dennick on ours.
Siege Veteran next.
Yep. There's a question there of whether to take the Harbin just to reset it if you're going to Cathar my Cathar. Okay. Now I feel better about that decision.
Yep.
And
I hope
absolutely.
You don't have any more removal for that Siege Veteran.
Oh, it's absolutely the right play on your end to bump the Siege Veteran. It keeps everything at bay if I don't have the ability to push through it.
Right, there's something to be said for playing, like, not too cautious, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a game of margins in particular. The mirror always is.
Mm-hmm.
These Siege Veterans do a lot of work in it, too. Yep. Let's draw some cards and see what happens.
Oh boy.
Just in case you were thinking of a Kayla's Reconstruction next turn.
Yeah, you know I like to pack them. I do love that card. I started adding 2 copies to my Selesnya Angels list as well in Explorer.
Interesting.
It works sometimes, but in a lot of matchups it's just too slow.
I've heard of builds of Angels that are running 3 Kaylas and 4 Cocos. All the pumps. All right.
Play this defensively too. Okay.
What do you swing with and why, right? Just a Skystrike. All right. I really wish Skystrike Officer just made creatures whenever it tapped, not just when it attacks. I understand that would be broken, but like I wish it would do it anyway.
That would be. You could say that'd be great card design though. Really it would be. It would have to cost 4 or something like that.
Fair.
Wondering if that Kayla's Reconstruction will surface on your side. You've got plenty of mana.
Maybe. We didn't get the thing I was hoping to get. That's okay. This is still pretty decent.
I end up saying that a lot. With that card.
Right? It's not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Can we afford to not swing with the others? If you've got a Harbin in hand and you've been sandbagging it... Oh, we can't really present lethal this way. We were really hoping to see a Brutal Cathar. You do have a Harbin in play. What am I talking about? It's coming next turn. Yeah, everything has to go. We have to force blocks.
Wow.
We needed the Brutal Cathar to take the Harbin out. That was what I was trying to find with that Kayla's Reconstruction.
Yeah, there's no way to... okay.
There's a way to do this that works for you.
There is a way. There is... Yeah,
there's exactly one line that you win on the spot if you take it. So before you commit to blocks, just let me know, like just say final when you hit however you want to do your blocks, and then we can talk about it real quick. Because there's one path that guarantees you victory right now.
I really only have to block 1, and I can afford to lose the creature.
Okay, don't lock it.
Don't lock it.
Don't lock it. Just is that where you would normally go?
Right, because 4 times 4 is 16. I'd be at 1, and I'd get a 1/1 soldier for that. I'm gonna take it.
So,
just
that,
note. Yeah, go ahead and note.
Okay, so that requires you to have another Harbin in hand. The other way you can go is you can just block the Siege Veteran to the Brutal Cathar, which will give you back your other Siege Veteran, which means you have 5 creatures and you can smash through the air and win.
That is pretty smart. I could just block Harbin to Brutal Cathar to double up on that.
I mean, if you block your Siege Veteran... Yeah, if you block your Siege Veteran, then you don't need another Harbin in hand to win. If you have another Harbin in hand, it's a moot point, but if you don't, then it's a relevant point.
Well,
so
thanks for pointing that out. That's still very useful information. Because
just
a lot
combat.
Of times you're not going to have a Harbin in hand.
It involves like the one piece of MTG that I abhor and yet have to work on constantly, which is the math. Like, really don't like doing the math, but I do occasionally have to.
Just to maximize what I would do here, of course, I would draw the card.
Oh yeah.
Just in case, you know, if I were digging for a Harbin.
And it all comes down to 1 life. I feel like there was a card back in the day, way back in the day, called Jump that gave a creature flying until end of turn.
Oh wow.
And Harbin's
that sounds like a magic card.
Like I think it's like one from Alpha or Beta or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's an old card. Yeah. Back when they thought that Healing Solve and Ancestral Recall were the same power level. that was a wild time in Magic. God. Like prevent 3 damage, draw 3 cards. These are the same.
So Ancestral Recall is legal in Alchemy because it comes in as a card you can basically draft into your deck from Oracle.
Yeah, the Power 9 card in Alchemy, yeah.
Yeah. So I still see that card, and it's, yeah.
Oh man, I play so much Vintage, I see it all the time, but...
Yeah. Yeah, we see it on your channel all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Vintage is a love affair for me. It's way too much fun, and the Gentleman's Cube is coming up in like 3 weeks, so I've got to prep and make sure I'm ready for that.
Oh man, are you gonna do any coverage for that, or just?
I've been banned from doing coverage for that from all members. we have a little too much fun, and not everybody wants that to be extremely well known. So there will be no coverage, but it is the premier MTG Invitational of the Midwest, and I'm comfortable saying that at this point because we do not invite more than 16 people. And it is a lot of fun. We go a little nuts and we have a great time. It involves renting out a mansion.
In my chat. What's going on, Fevredo? Welcome to the chat.
Fevredo.
Thanks for all that love the other day. All right. This match is going to be interesting too. I feel.
Oh yeah.
The games have been great. I honestly haven't been keeping track of win-loss. I think Dark is up at least a set or 2. But yeah.
Yeah, they've been tight.
This deck and yeah, they have been. Yeah, especially the blue, the mono blue, and the mirror. This has been fun, to say the least. But what I love about it is getting a test against Dark, because I was saying earlier, like TheDarkStream, he generally builds decks optimized, like doesn't play anything that's non-optimized.
It takes me a while to get there, but I try to. Alright, this part's gonna hurt your soul a little bit.
Yep. Wow. Yep.
No good options.
None.
Sometimes you tempo them. And the part that's really going to hurt your soul is about to happen too. Yep, I got another Brutal Cathar in hand, my friend.
That's wonderful.
It's a little gross. It's a little gross when you get them that way. Oh my god.
Yeah, you were stacked. That's awesome, though. I like to see a good curve out.
That's about as good as it gets.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
You
it
only
gets
have
better
4.
than that. And that's G's. G's to
Wow.
the G's.
Yep.
That is how you curve the best way possible in the mirror. You start with your best 1-drop, and then your first striking 2-drop, and then your 3-drop of tempo, and then your 4 and 5s are just straight up removal plus tempo. It does not get better than that in the mirror match. Alright, I think we have time for one more set, maybe?
One more set. I'll let you pick if you want to just run that back or do something else.
Well, we
I
did.
don't even have to play Azorious Soldiers.
No. Run the soldiers one more time, and let's run it up against. Do you want Mardu or Esper? Because we loaded. These are stock lists. I want to say that as a disclaimer. I do not know if these lists are optimized, but they did well in a challenge, so good enough. I can do Esper and I can do Mardu. Which are you feeling?
Run Esper. That's a hard matchup for this deck. We'll see how it does.
Fair. So Esper going up against it. For those keeping track at home and or wondering, mono white control does not beat soldiers, and mono blue does not beat soldiers. Grixis did decently, especially with the build I have, which is somewhat optimized to beat soldiers. Mostly aggro in general. I got tired of losing to mono red too. And what was the other one? Mono black aggro. I don't think that was a favored matchup. I think we're slightly behind. We just had really decent draws for that matchup. And sometimes you run hot.
Yeah. I had to mulligan in that one, the first one. That was really bad.
Yeah. We ran hot. You ran pretty rough on that one.
Back.
All right, little Thalia action. Let's get it rolling. Thalia for Thalia. Fair enough.
Probably does a little better on your side than mine.
It's got a little more to it, yeah. I actually don't think we swing here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would rather save that. Yeah, the swing there is unnecessary, and yeah, we're totally fine with this scenario. And you'll see why in a moment. Because now we get to do this.
Oh wow.
And here we're still going on Rafine actually, because there is no scenario that gets Thalia where I want it. So we're just doing the Rafine Shieldred plan right now. Nice and basic. And Thalias can trade off all day. Because right now we're basically presenting you have to have removal or Shieldred and Rafine run you out of the gym. Okay. Okay.
Somehow that mana worked out. Okay.
Go big or go home with the Harbin. I feel ya.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. All right.
The problem is we can just do this.
And draw 2, go up to 29. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets kind of gross with what we get to do.
Yeah, you can see why I have trouble with this matchup. That is a combo for the ages. Rafine Sheldred.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go Dennick Rafine Sheldred.
It gets a little nutty. This is a pretty ideal draw, though, because I still have the Plaza of Heroes to make sure Shieldred gets through as well. And you're just not going to like me here. Like, you still get the 5 creatures to swing with Harbin, but it's a little bit rougher in this context.
Yeah.
And you have to win right now, and I'm at 29.
let's see what happens here.
Ooh. Okay, there's some spice. Thank you, Plaza of Heroes, for sitting there and making Shieldred indestructible. Okay, that whiffed so hard for you. Oh, God.
Yep.
Ugh. Holy shit, did that whiff hard. I feel bad for you on that one, bud.
Oh, terrible. Yep, that's not going to add up. You got it. And that.
Rar.
Alright, let's go to game 2.
But Ayo.
That is a pretty nice curve if you can manage it, right?
It ain't too shabby.
Sheldred AO. And then maybe like Sanctuary Warden after that, hypothetically.
It ain't too shabby. It does a lot of work here.
Alright, so Thalia does not help us at all in this matchup.
No. Not even a little.
Go all in on Valor's stance.
On my end, we just go with more removal and low to the ground. Make sure we don't have anybody that goes through us. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, let's see if we can pick up round 7 and go 5-2. I do think with some retooling, this Azorious Soldiers deck is very strong. It just has to get shifted a little bit.
Yeah, I need to find the formula.
Synergies take a moment to really seek out, and I have a bit of a head start there since I've been playing for fucking 15 years. It makes the game a lot easier to evaluate when you've been doing it for that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be fair, you've done a great job on it. I've got a lot of years.
Thank you. No, yeah, that means a lot coming from you because I'm trying to steadily improve over the last 6 months, especially. I've seen my game go from not tournament worthy to actually getting a top 8 in TCG Showdown and Explorer, which is a format that I wasn't that familiar with either. So it's like a little mixture of luck, but a mixture of starting to learn that there are certain patterns to pick up on, right? Things that I wasn't even paying attention to before. But now, since I've started playing with you, like you've highlighted some things, and it's opened my eyes to the fact that I'm not as good as I think I am. And I think that's, in general, that's how it goes in video games, right? Just sports too. Like once you get up the curve of learning, the Dunning-Kruger effect takes place, and you realize how much you don't know, how much you aren't good at certain portions of the game.
Fair.
And for me, it makes me want to learn even more.
Do we even swing here? That seems bad. Let's just leave it. You're going to have the Valorous stance, but we have to force it. Yep.
Yep.
The beauty is that Dennick keeps everything back except Recruitment Officer, which is how we want it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Desert Diamonds, what's going on? That Villain J, what's up, dude? We're about to raid over to Peridabo and Griffin Rider MTG after this set. We had, I would say, a successful streamer showdown. It was pretty back and forth. God, those put in so much work in this list.
Oh, yeah. Nope, we take all that. Ooh. Interesting. Let's see, that's on that one? Yeah. Lifelink. We don't quite have the Shieldred combo here, but we're doing alright. Ooh, now that is a lot of power on the board. Okay. Gonna make things interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
No blocks here. It's gonna be a fun finale. Let's go for it.
Whew.
Alright, 1 second. Gotta do math.
Yep, take your time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 2. That's not what you
That
want to
villain
see.
Jay has gotten into the habit of calling me and my entourage, if you will, the Max and the Damagers.
Nice.
Every time he comes into the chat. Oh, big hit, big hit. He sings you a song, Fabretto. Every time Jay sings songs, they get in my head and infect me for the next
2,
day.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. 5 points, 10 points. It's not great. We really don't want that to hit, so 3 go. Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, you might outlast me here with that.
We got real lucky on that Rafine. If I had known it was going to do that, I could have just killed, but I did not think I was going to hit 3 straight off the fucking top. Damn it.
Oh, wow.
Well, you can't play like you're going to hit that off the top. Sometimes you just got to play it right.
Yeah. We did not draw land, and that's what I wanted. Wow, this sucks. I think you got it. Because if
I think so.
don't swing, yeah, you got it.
Steel Seraph takes the game on this one, yeah.
Yeah.
We just do it this
GG's.
way. Took a minute to do the math, but once you do the math, it helps. Yep.
There you
All
go.
right.
Well,
Where-
even you learned something today about doing the math.
God, it's my least favorite thing to do, but yeah, it's magic. gotta count to 20 the right way every time. Alrighty. Where are we raiding out to here? Are the other 2 active? Do we have our next title fight ready?
Yep, we do. I don't know if they're ready to fight, but they are live. Griffin Rider, yep, Griffin Rider's up, Peridabo's up. I'll go ahead and raid Peridabo. And you want to raid Griffin Rider?
Absolutely.
All right. Second round of the Streamer Showdown coming right up. Don't go away. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Max Damage on 9s.
DarkStream. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.